Oh man, tired. Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy One Gun here, and today I'm back with the results from that clip we did. I was working on, and thing about the clip is this starts basically when she comes out of warp. Okay, so you have the original archive of Infinity, and let me try to find that for you. Let's see, it's in this file. That's why it says miss. Sorry, no, that's why it says missing footage. Is because the footage is missing because I haven't done it yet. But let me see if we find it. It's here somewhere. Here. Come on, where are you? Let's see. Oh, here it is. Archive Infinity full movie. All right, so here's the full. Here's the old movie. Okay, so she goes into this little warp here, and then she vanishes, and then the credits come up, and then let me see. Yeah, then she warps back in. And then we get this little scenic thing of the rocks and stuff and blah blah blah. I kind of cut this short. I wanted to cut this short because I think this scene ran too long anyways. But compared to that, let me see. Let me see if this skips back over to. Will it replay this? Okay, so compared to that, now this is what happens when she comes out warp, and she's there, and she's gonna fly. It looks pretty good. It looks really good. She's shaking a little bit, you know. You see the rocks flying by her, and then you see her come straight through to the planet. Now I did some I added some little smoke and fog to this, a little space smoke debris for the rocks, because I heard, like, in space, like where there's like rocks and stuff and asteroids, you're gonna get a little dust, maybe a little cloud or something in between some of the areas. So I just said, oh wow, I could put a little debris cloud in there or something like that, you know, make it a little interesting. So I think this worked out pretty good. And I gotta get the part before. I gotta do the part before this one where she no, the part where she warps in, warps out, and stuff like that. So yeah, so she's coming out of warp. Oh yeah, I didn't do this in After Effects. This was all done in iClone. All this using Loot or LUT, whatever it was. Yeah, everything was done. Only thing I did inside After Effects was just add the missing footage. Everything else was pretty much done inside of iClone. I'm probably just gonna take this clip right here because I like the way it comes around, but it's just too slow. So I'll probably cut this. I'll probably put some cuts in here as it lands. There you go. She lands. She gets up. She jumps. Yeah, this is another scene that I did. I don't think I showed anybody where they're talking on top of the cliff about what they got to do, and then he rolls out, and he flies out a little bit. It takes a survey. I gotta do something with this thing, and maybe I put some lights and stuff on it, make it pop a little bit more. And then she turns around. She jumps. I kind of like this jump here that she does. It's missing footage. This is supposed to be the title and stuff. But I think I showed this part already where when I redid this part here, there's some stuff, you know, as I go back and look at it, there's some stuff in here I have to fix. And that's why I do like all these pre-renders. Now what you see here may not be the finished product, because when I go back to this and fix some things, I just may go back and actually either add or take away some stuff. Like maybe this scene right here, maybe I'll cut this down, you know, a little bit. And yeah, so yeah, she jumps up there, takes off guard. I don't think nobody said at the end, like when she picks up the gun and she pick up the gun and she transforms into the soldier that she just knocked out, and then she appears. Now it's a piece that's missing between the time that she the time between this scene and this scene. There's something that happens between her, and that's when we cut to Gordo and Ike talking in the conference room or on the monitor and stuff. So I'm in the process of redoing that. I haven't redone it yet. It's still in its originality, in its original form. Let's see. Okay, so hold on. Let me just pause. So as she kicks his butt, she transforms and she scouts out the area right here, and then it cuts to the guard. Then it cuts to the guard right here, finding the other guard knocked out. All right, and then it cuts right here to this scene. So it's a lot happens between then and this was a long ass scene. This was a long ass scene. Okay, to here. So when it comes to this part, she show up again. She takes him out and she walks there. So there's a lot more work that need to be done. Because I forgot how long this scene was. This scene was long as hell. Ugh. I animate the whole thing. This is back iClone 5 or 6. I can't remember. I think it was 5. Yeah, this was 5, and then 6. 6 came when I was doing this part. When I did this part, this is where 6 came in. And then I came back and I redone a lot of it. But yeah, here's the old cliff jump scene that I did. She walks away, and you see the ponytail, then she runs, then she jumps and dives. Yeah, so I think the one I did for the newer version of this is way better. And then see, we're working our way backwards. Like I basically started from here and just worked backwards, and all this right here is done. I mean even the extended clip scene, that's done. You know, I have to go back and I got to go back and fix some things, but yeah, all this is done. Now I'm working my way back to redoing this part right here. I think this part is pretty good, especially when she takes off. I think that's fine. I think I'll probably keep that in its entirety. I just got to do the scene where she gets into the ship. You know, I got to do the scene before that, you know. And, yeah, it looks nice. I did a good job on that. It's just too much glow, that's all. It took off. You know, it took me like, I think it took me like 3-4 days just to get that takeoff right, you know. Just to get that takeoff to look interesting enough to where it's passable. Close it. Boom. And she's gonna take off. Let's see, go to Facebook. Hey, what's up, everybody? Ben, Quentin, Sally, how y'all guys doing? I'm just going back. I'm just talking about the what I've done in the archive and everything. How I'm going about going back and finishing this thing. You know, redoing everything and fixing it. You know, this was the contest entry. I'm gonna redo the planet. You know, I found the easier way to do planets now, and that's using these backgrounds that I found, these HDR backgrounds, and that's how I did the other scene. Let me see. Let me hit this. Let me hit play. That's how I did this scene right here. That's how I did this scene right here. I just used an HDR background and put some 3D objects around it to recreate the scene where she's flying to the debris field. Now I could extend this. I could extend it like I did the other one, but I think this is pretty much okay. I just have to show her coming out of warp, that's all. When she goes into warp and she comes out. Then I got the missing footage right here, which comes to this when she lands. So I spent a lot of time working on thinking about how this is gonna go. Let me pull out the old one. This is the old one right here. And like I said, it's a lot of stuff that's gonna be done. A lot of stuff that irked me, like when he's talking to him, and yeah. I mean, this part is fine. I might keep this part. I think all this is fine. I just want to fix this guy's animation because he's just swinging his arm erratically and stuff. I redid his armor and everything, and this is, I mean, I don't know if you've seen it, but that's the old bad guy, and this is what the new one looks like. That's what the new one looks like. I recolored his armor, textured it and stuff, and put some nice glows and stuff on it. The other guy looks horrible. It just looks horrible. These guys may reappear. I'm not sure. I need to find them. I remember I think I brought these from Dash, from the same person who made this armor for this guy. So no, where is the part that irks me? So okay, so the guy ran up while he was talking to Ike and told him about the situation, about somebody intruding and taking out guards. And then this guy's like, "Come on, man, why'd you have to say that? Why the assholes over there?" And on the screen, and he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I won't do it again." Blah blah blah. And this is the part that irked me the most when I did this, and I didn't have time to go back and fix it. When his, it's a whole bunch of other things, but this is the main thing. Come on, Finger Hut, disappear. When he's talking and his arm goes through his fucking belly, man. That I was like, oh man, how the hell did I miss that? I sat back and worked on this scene for at least about 6 days, 6 whole days, and I didn't see him putting his arm into his goddamn belly. Wow. All right, then we come back to this. Now this is a scene I'm gonna work on next. We've got this done. When he walks up, I think I got a better camera angle like this because we actually see more of them. But this is a nice camera angle, you know. Let's see, we pull this over here. So then they say, hey, that guy might be an imposter. Sees him, and they go over there, wow. And then she, well, let's go back and let's play it. So there's another little quick action scene I did. Now I gotta go like story, action, story, you know. So they go try to rush her. Throw the gun down, kicks it out of his hand, kicks him to the floor, flips, wow, knocks him to the ground. And check this out. Shoot. I'm gonna do that. I mean, I'm gonna actually add that back in. I think that transform was pretty cool. Then she oh yeah, this is when she comes out the elevator. Now I redid this part. This part is redone already. This part is done. I've done it. This whole part, this whole scene right here, where he walks in there and he's talking and stuff like that, and then the elevator open, and she takes these guys out. That's all done, finished. El finiosto. This whole scene. The only thing about it is the dialogue for the scene is going to get redone, and that's about it. So it seems like the animation came out pretty darn good. I mean, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. I liked it. It's still not done yet. We got a long ways. I got a long ways to go before this thing is even actually done. But the majority of it is finished. Let's see. This piece, I need to go here. Yeah. So this is cool. Like okay, so the stuff I got rendered out isn't the final renders. Hold up. Check something real quick. Okay. Yeah, so the final renders of this, these are not going to be the final renders. What this is going to be is because I have to add the dialogue to the characters and stuff, like, because there's a lot of talking that goes on in these scenes, so I have to add the dialogue to them. Let me see. Here you go. So I have to add some dialogue, and these are just like preview renders. I mean, these are basically just fast renders I made. And what I do is I take them and I compile them up and I'll stick them all together, see what I have. Since I'm redoing everything from the back end to the front end, um, and so far it looks like a pretty good, impressive little action adventure movie, film. Um, Now I did do a final render on this because I wanted to see how this scene looked after I didn't want to do a preview. I wanted to see how this looked, how she looked. I mean, and it looks good, especially the time I took to put the expression in her face when she rolls her eyes over and she starts talking to the little robot. I put some time into that, and then I had to think about attitude, attitude. But this part right here, after this is a straight flat preview render. There's nothing special about how it was rendered. Everything is kind of flat and shiny. You can tell the difference between the way this looks, which is really nice, versus the way this looks, which is kind of flat, kind of like, not really. Look at her hair. Her hair's jacked up because of the shitty rendering. Um, yeah, so yeah. Yeah, this part 2 is fast rendered too. She comes, runs, jumps off, and boom. That's cool. I like this. I love this. I want to fix her run too. So yeah, so it's a lot of stuff that I have to go back and fix. But these couple of passes I've made, this 4 minutes and 25 seconds worth of work, with in addition to all of the stuff that I've been working on. I'm right around about almost 20 minutes. If you look at all the stuff I did, like from the beginning of last summer to fall, and then the rest of the stuff I've done now, I've done a lot of work. I'm getting it together now, compiling it, go back and fixing the stuff that I have to fix, and then when it's all done, I'm gonna go back and get the actors, have them do their roles, and then go to the next phase, which is getting the sound and stuff looking good. I might have to get somebody to do the sound for me. I'm not sure. I did the sound the first time around, and boy, did I mess it up. I mean, I really messed up the sound. And the thing about it is, the sound was messed up. I mean, I gave them a copy of the video where the sound was messed up, and I still won the contest. It was. But I redid it. I redid the sound in the first one, like two or three different times. I took it down, put it back up. It was still messed up. Then I had to learn how to use the right program to do it. You can't do everything in After Effects. All right. Matter of fact, you shouldn't do everything in After Effects. But yeah. This scene was real cool because in the original one you didn't have the part where she sees the fence. Now the reason why I made this is so the robot's going to be with her. The robot's going to scan the fence and see all the sensors and stuff, and you're going to actually see that as you're looking through the robot's eyes at this fence. And then he tells her, "Hey, you got to get over that fence and don't touch it. If you do, they're going to alert the guards." And she's like, "Don't worry." She's like, "Don't worry about it. I got it handled." And she just jumps over. And then she's like, "How's that?" And she dots off and then gets up here. But before she dots off, he's like, "Wait." She runs up, like, "Wait, there's a guard up there." And he's like, "Oh crap." Guard turns around, she disappears. And that's it, people. That's all I have for right now. It's gonna be more. Everybody, yeah, it's gonna be more because if you've seen the original one, yeah, this is gonna be a little bit longer than the original film. The original film was like 9-10 minutes long. This one's gonna be somewhere between. The first part is gonna be like 15 minutes long, and the second part gonna be another 15 minutes long. But I'm doing the whole thing in like a whole 30-minute movie film, and this is gonna be just the pilot for what I want. Now 15 minutes is enough for a pilot, but I'm gonna add another 15 minutes, make 2 episodes out of this. Like somebody told me, said, "Don't put out a whole 30-minute movie, just put out 2 episodes, 15 minutes apiece." See how people respond to it. And I was like, okay, I'll do that. So I got a nice chunk of animation done. And when I I think at this point that I'm ready to go back and refine everything I've done after working for all these months, and then I'm gonna go back and tweak. Now, tweaking doesn't take that long. Just that I rendered everything out. I watched everything over and over again. I know where I gotta go and into these files and fix what I have to fix in the animations. Some stuff may have to be redone. I have very little stuff that I'm not happy with, but I'm happy with the end results of what I have now. So what you see now is probably what you're going to get with a couple of changes to it. One of the biggest changes, when the next batch that I roll out, everything's going to have voices to it. I've already contacted a couple of actors. They're ready to do. I mean, I've been telling them, get ready for months now. Say 2 months, like. But the problem is that, I had a little setback with you know who, and kind of took me away from my actual work. But this time around, I got a lot of my work done. I got a lot of my work done before the aggravation started, and I'm ready to go back and refine this part, and then refine this part, and then get it ready to actually go to a decent render. Do a decent render on it. Go to After Effects, add all the proper elements that need to be added, like stuff like that. Then take it all to Sony Vegas. I got like a whole bunch of stuff done in Vegas already. But this right here, I'm trying to get the whole film to sort of kind of look like this. I kind of like that look. But that's all I got to say, everybody. Oh yeah, somebody asked me about my atmosphere, how I use the particle effects to make an atmosphere, because this is like a cloudy planet, cloudy, rainy-ish type of bluish planet, and what I did is I just used I used popcorn effects. And I used popcorn effects. What's the name of it? I forgot what it's called, but it's like a warper. I forgot what it was, but it made a heat effect. It made it like the thing while it's landing is giving off some type of exhaust or something, and as it lands, you can see that it's really close to the camera, and it's starting to warp the air because it's like giving out all this heat and stuff. So she lands, and then she gets up. I'm not even talking about the nightmare it was to just make this motion right here. I had to make this from scrap. The only thing I had was somebody getting up off the ground. I used a Real Illusion iClone motion for that, but I had to take it into Motion Builder to I had to take this motion in the Motion Builder and modify it with another motion just so I can get this, just so I can get her coming out, just so I can get her standing, just so I can get her to stand and then stretch after her long trip in space. And I didn't have to add that animation to it, but the reason why I added it is because it gives her a little bit more personality. Because if it was another iClone artist who had to animate something like this, they just would have just stuck a motion on there, had her stand up, then whatever. But I have her stand up and do whatever, but I went to the extra step of having her get up, stretch, and then jump up on this little part of the ship, and then jump off and then land. I don't think iClone artists, but some of them would have went through the extra step, but I don't think nobody went through the extra steps that I went through, because this took me, because I think I did a video about this whole process that I did working on this scene, working on this part right here. This right here took me a week to do, just to get this right, just to make it look right as she got out. She may jump a little higher, like she's gonna jump, camera's gonna follow her, and then she's gonna jump again, boom, and then she's gonna stand up. This took me a while, and then the next part of this video, the next part took me a while, was just to do this. I mean, I don't know why it took so long just to do this scene where she just walks to the cliff, then holds a conversation with her ball. Most of the work was put in her freaking idol, and as you can see, I still got some work on her idol to handle. That's fine. That's cool right there. It's I'm gonna show it to you in a minute. Right here, it's this part when she's talking to him. She's like got the shakes or something. Like fuck. So I'm gonna go back and fix that. I will probably just go in there and just cut this little part out and then extend the animation so it can move a little slower, a little smoother. And I'll probably do that. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do. Sometimes if they're talking, that stuff will calm itself down. But I might have to just cut that clip off separately and then go in and to the direct puppet and just turn the exaggeration down a little bit and the speed down a little bit, and that'll probably fix the problem. Hopefully. This thing right here, I want to find some lights, some decent lights for it, and I'll put some lights on it. Maybe while he's looking at it, a ship will come over here and land on the landing pad. I'm not sure. I mean, I gotta liven that place up, but it looks good. I mean, this shot right here looks real good because it's a lot of things going on. You first of all, you have this structure here, then you have the mountains in the background and fog, and then on top of that you got a low cloudy fog just rolling across the ground. Then you got the fog and clouds and smoke coming off of here going out, and it gives it a really nice overall composition and look right here as you look outside. So that's my commentary on the Archive Infinity for today. Be back here next time as I go back and work on some more stuff to get this thing done. Well, actually, I think I'm done with working on this for a minute. I gotta go and get my actors together so they can put some words to these scenes, so I can get this shit out. At least get this scene out to people. Okay, that's it, everybody. This is One Gun. I'm signing off. I hope everybody enjoyed this little presentation I did. And if you got any questions, just put in the description box. Email me, whatever, if you want to know more about the project. Oh yeah, watch out. We're going to be doing a crowdfunding thing soon. So check me out later, y'all. See ya.